Welcome back to the Foundry. Occasionally I like to do a product review on this channel, not for its own sake, just to make a video. I like to review products that I actually use and need. An example of that would be this RTIC ultralight cooler that I recently did a long-term review on. And as you can see, I have used the heck out of this thing. I have cut it no slack. It's been in the weather its whole life. This month I think marks 2 years since I bought this thing, and I still use it. It goes to work with me every day. So if you'd like to get my thoughts and experience with that cooler, because that's a very popular cooler now, you may very well be interested in one. Check out my video on that and you'll get the full details. And this review is not going to be just an unboxing review. Like the cooler, I'm going to do a long-term, actual real-world application review of this product. And I'm not sponsored by RTIC. I paid full price for this. I did have a coupon code for that, but that'll be another video. But as for this here, what we've got is an RTIC Chillout backpack cooler. It's a 24 can cooler. This is not an ice chest. Per the listing, it said if you put ice in here and it melts, water could leak out of the zipper. That's not a waterproof zipper. But the reason I bought this thing, I'm working a job now that requires a lot of climbing, primarily on conveyor towers and various other sorts of machinery. Some of it upwards of 100, 150 feet in the air. And it's ladder access, so I can't carry things in my hands. It either has to be strapped to my person, or I tie a rope around my arm, climb up there, and then pull my gear up. And when it's 100 degrees outside, that's a lot of work. I really wanted to try a backpack to where I could put my cold water, a few hand tools, and some equipment related stuff in this backpack, strap it on, climb up the ladder. That would eliminate the need for me to have to pull up tools and things on a rope. So it should save time, and it should save my back a little bit. Let's just take a glance at this thing. You unhook these side straps, undo the main zipper to the main compartment. Inside you have this what I would assume is some type of waterproof material that has insulation on the back of it. You can actually feel it's a high density foam type feeling. There's another compartment in here, comes with a nice RTIC sticker. And so yeah, I could easily put, to keep it cool, you can use ice, but like I said, there's a possibility it could leak. I figure the way this zipper has this rubber flap made over it, by the time you have it zipped up, you keep your zippers up here, it's probably not going to leak very much. But if you're concerned about that, they sell these gel packs. I bought 2 of them. You freeze these, put them in the backpack, and put your bottled water or what have you in there. Should keep it cold for a considerable amount of time. Now, if you're concerned about weight, these are a little bit, they got a little weight to them. By the time you figure those, water bottles and tools, I'm going to have a considerable amount of weight in this thing, but I still think it'll be better than having to carry a canvas bucket that I have to raise up on a rope and then drag that thing around with me. This I can actually strap to my person, and I think it will work out pretty good. I've got some tubes of grease and things I need to carry with me, so that'll go in these pockets. This thing is going to get really dirty. That's why I got the dark one. Typically on a cooler, I kind of like the lighter colors just so they stay cooler out in the sun. But in this case, where I'm going, it's a very dirty job, and so I don't want it to look like a homeless backpack. So I got the dark one, so hopefully the stains and whatnot won't show up. So we got a pocket here. This unzips and you have a pocket there. Yep. Oh, this whole thing is a compartment. it's a pretty big compartment. We flip it over. I like the fact, since I'm going to have a considerable amount of weight in it, you've got cushions for your shoulders and across your back. So that'll make wearing it, you know, if I got to wear it for 2 or 3 hours, it shouldn't be a big deal. You've got places here where you could latch things onto. In fact, it comes with a nice stainless steel bottle opener. I don't think I'll be carrying anything I have to use a bottle opener with. If you're one of them Metro micro brew type people, you might want to have that. And then of course this snaps across the front. So yeah, pretty standard looking backpack. It's got some cool features. The material feels pretty rugged. I'm around sharp objects, and as I climb these ladders, there's usually basically it's a type of enclosure that goes around my back. So if I were to slip off the ladder, I won't just immediately spiral 200 feet to my ultimate deletion. So this will probably be dragging up and down that, and like I said, the environment I'm going to be in is very dirty, and I'm really going to put this thing to the test. This is not going to be a weekend camp out type occasional use backpack. I'm going to use this thing every single week for the foreseeable future, just like I do that cooler. And just like that cooler, I'm not going to cut this backpack any slack. We're going to see how it holds up. All right, I'll show you a little bit about how I'm using this thing every day. So these ladders here go up to these bag houses. I got to go all the way up to the top above those, and it's these guards right here. You got to crawl up, so I pretty much just have to drag that backpack all the way up those guards and where I need to go. This wood yard over here is another area I'm responsible for, so I pretty much have to crawl up each ladder everywhere in there to each piece of equipment. There's a lot of you know, gearboxes and head rollers, tail rollers, that sort of thing that have to be serviced on a regular basis. So I drag that backpack around with me everywhere I go. It takes a long time to climb up here on this stuff, and so I can't be running back and forth to the truck to get tools or more grease or what have you. I need to be able to carry a lot of stuff with me. And what I really like about this is it's not too dang big. So I'm not, because there's a lot of rotating equipment up here. It's turned off right now, but a lot of times this will be running while I'm working on it. Now you've got guards and things for OSHA and whatnot, but you can't guard the whole apparatus. So I don't need something real big. I'm gonna be bumping into moving parts and getting dragged into the equipment. So it's pretty low profile. It holds just enough for me. Water and, you know, if I wanted to put some fruit in here, something, it's supposed to be 102 degrees today, so sometimes I'll pack in things like that, cooling towels, and then of course I have my gel packs. And then also in these other pockets I put tools. I got a pipe wrench and some channel locks and things like that. Obviously my grease. I really do dig these side pouches. They work very well for what I'm using it for. They are a softer material, so as you can see there, you got to be careful. They'll catch on sharp objects and tear. But I've been using this thing now for about 3 months every week, and this is really the only damage I've found on it. I've already cleaned it several times. It gets filthy. It gets grease on it and, you know, wood fiber. And when I'm working inside the plant, there's tons of really fine wood fiber. It's way finer than this. It's almost like a dust. It's like almost like snow. It's real fluffy and dusty, and that gets all over this bag. But it hasn't affected the zippers. Everything still seals good, despite it having, you know, gotten filthy on a regular basis. So, so far so good is where I'm at on the deal now. Even the shoulder straps have held up good. I still got the tag on it. I mean, it's getting dirty, but this it's holding up good. Even this little plastic clip goes across your chest, because the bag gets heavy at times, and all the clips and things like that, zippers and whatnot, it's all held up really good so far. That should give you some idea of how I'm using this thing and what I'm putting it through. So now it's just you know, a matter of giving it more time, seeing how it holds up long term. This is almost the highest point of the wood yard. Now here we're on the stacker. There's no material on it because that truck that's dumping over there is dumping fines. Fines go on under the shed. So we're just up here checking all the bearings, gearboxes, oil levels, putting a little grease in them bearings. I really don't like this expanded metal under my feet. It's pretty well braced here, but it's not as sturdy as grating. So it really flexes under your feet. Of course, we're probably, I don't know, we got to be approaching 100 feet in the air. So when that reclaimer kicks on and rotates, this whole platform, did you feel it shaking a while ago? Swaying back and forth. All right, we're officially 6 months in on using the RTIC Chillout bag. Let's see how it held up. I haven't been easy with it. As you can see, it's gotten pretty dirty. We've got grease and dirt all over it, but overall, structurally, it's held up. The only damage that it has acquired is that tear. These are kind of soft, and it's an elastomer, so it's easy to snag this on stuff. This is a little more firm, and it hadn't snagged on anything or torn, which I'm happy about. I thought this would be the first thing to tear, but it didn't. The pockets, you know, I carry tools and whatnot in here, and it's held up really well. So this little pocket is super handy for these tiny little tools to just reach in there. A lot of times I don't even zip it up. I just close that flap. When I need something, I can just reach in there and grab it real quick. This bigger pocket where I keep my paperwork, it's held up just fine. No issues. The straps, other than, you know, getting a little dirty, they've held up. I haven't lost this clip. You know, this is adjustable, so you can move this clip the way, you know, the size person I am. I found it best to have them down there on the bottom. I took the bottle opener off, just didn't need it and didn't want it getting in the way. The padding has held up. And this is pretty consistent use every week. I may not use it every single day, but I do use it a couple, 2 or 3 times a week. Now in here is where I keep my bottled water and that sort of thing. And I haven't actually looked much in here, but it's actually stayed clean, and I don't see any damage or anything. These, I refreeze these. I get about 2 days of having a chilled pack. Day 1, these are frozen. By day 2, they have thawed out, but the interior of the bag is still chilled, even leaving it in a hot truck during the summer. So you can expect to have to refreeze these about every 2 days is the way I've been doing it. And my water is staying chilled, and that's all you can ask for. So I'm not sure what these list for retail. I want to say like 75 bucks, but oftentimes you can catch sales. And I think I gave $55 for this. And at that price point, overall, I'm very happy with it. I'm going to give it a passing grade. With no more damage. Obviously, it's going to keep getting dirty. And if I was serious, I could, you know, clean on it periodically, but I just don't care that much. But I would say, given the amount of wear that's on it over the course of 6 months, you know, dragging it around all through this place, I don't see why this wouldn't hold up. I don't see why I couldn't get a couple years out of it easy enough. And I think for $55, that's pretty good to keep that water cold, keep all my gear. Have to keep an eye on stuff like this, be a little more careful. If this were to split, obviously this is a tube of grease. Obviously that could fly out of there, which could be a problem when I'm working up high somewhere and have crap falling down on people. You don't want that, but apart from that, yeah, I'd give it a passing grade. Overall, I like how the pack is set up. I like the configuration of the pockets. I like how comfortable it is to carry around, and the fact that it's not too big and too heavy. It's just perfect for what I needed. So if you find yourself in need of something similar, yeah, I would recommend this. 55 bucks. and it holds up good, especially at its price point again. So anyway, hopefully this video has been helpful, and if you would, hit the thumbs up button if you got anything out of it, and I'll see you guys in the next one.